Welcome back to the Brain Food Bistro. This time we will be serving up a dose of location frustration. Many foods have been linked to places that they are not actually from, sometimes due to marketing, or coincidence, or just confusion. For example, German chocolate cake isn't German. Much like the Canada Goose, German chocolate cake was named after a guy whose name was German, American Samuel German, who developed dark baking chocolate for the American Bakers Chocolate Company in 1852. They named the cake using his chocolate German's chocolate cake after him. Did you know that fortune cookies are not Chinese? Gasp. Shocking. I know. The exact origin remains unclear, but they seem to have originated with Japanese-American immigrants in California. The cookies were likely adapted from a type of cookie made in temples as far back as the 19th century. The first fortune cookie machine was even invented in California. Philadelphia cream cheese is actually from New York. Alva Reynolds, a New York cheese distributor, started selling cream cheese under the name in 1880. This is because Philly was associated with good food at the time, including dairy. In fact, New York has a tradition of naming things after other places. Samuel Bath Thomas invented the English muffin in the 1880s at his bakery in New York City, based off of Victorian-era crumpets. Vichyssoise, the thick soup made with leek, onions, potatoes, cream, and chicken stock, is accredited primarily to a French chef, but its birthplace was New York City, the Ritz-Carlton. The inaccurately named Russian dressing was created in New Hampshire by James E. Colburn in the 1910s. Hawaiian pizza was invented in a much different location than its namesake, Chatham, Ontario, by Sam Panopoulos in 1962. While the French may like to take credit for every food invention under the sun, croissants actually hail from Austria. While there are many accounts of its creation, most attribute it to an Austrian artillery officer who opened up a shop in France. He introduced to them the Kipferl, a crescent-shaped biscuit that may have eventually evolved into the croissant. Danishes, similarly, are linked back to Austrian bakers in the 1850s when Danish pastry workers went on a long-term wage strike. This occurred primarily in Vienna, so they are called Viennese Wienerbrot in Denmark. While the origin of the name Swiss rolls is unclear, they too are linked back to Austria. Scotch eggs are not Scottish, and were claimed to be invented by the English Fortnum and Mason department store in 1738. They were originally called Scotched eggs, with the term scotched possibly referring to the minced meat surrounding the egg. Welsh rarebit, also called Welsh rabbit, is full of lies, as it does not contain rabbit, nor is it Welsh. Created in 18th century Britain, the term Welsh was a general term for foreigners, or could have been chosen due to the Welsh being particularly fond of cheese. The meaning of rabbit, however, has been lost to time. This is just scraping the surface of these cases of culinary mistaken identity. If you know any others, please share them with your fellow diners in the comments below. And thank you for dining with us today.